Hi everyone, this is Siti Arshad Snyder. In my previous lecture, I talked about using the command join to retrieve data from two different tables. But sometimes you will have to retrieve data from more than two tables, and in that case, you will use the multiple joins in your query, and I am going to show you how to create this multiple join. So basically here is the query that I want to run. I want to display data that shows course title, the date for when those courses are run, and also the instructor last name. So I'm going to go to my SQL Server Management Studio and run a new query. And here is the query that I have. But if you can, as you can see here, course title is actually from, let's open the columns for our tables. End date is in class, and then instructor is in instructor table. Okay, so we have three different tables. Maybe it's easier if we just look at the ERD that we have. So all right, so we have course title, which of course we have it here in the course table. The end date is in class, excuse me, and instructor last name is from the instructor table. So as you can see, you are pulling data from, I hope you can see, you're pulling data from three different tables. So, but as you can see from the ERD diagram, all three tables are connected through instructor ID, go from class to instructor, and course ID connects class and course. So what we do is that class table is basically the common table that connects to the other two tables. So that will be my primary table of my the table that I want to specify in my from statement. And then from here I want to join my class with course. And again, if you look at the ERD, class and course is connected by course ID as a foreign key. So class dot course ID, but class dot course ID simply means this is a class table and this is the field from the class table, which is, if you look in the class table, this is class dot course ID right here. So then these are the fields that connect that joins the two tables. Okay, now the next one that we want to do is to join class with instructor in order to be able to pull instructor name. So on here, if you look in class, you have instructor ID, which is the foreign key, and the primary key that is associated with that is residing in the course. Excuse me, I'm talking about instructor ID. So instructor ID is residing in the instructor table. So as you can see, the foreign key here is going to be used as the join on specification. So you have from class join instructor on instructor table instructor ID column and class table instructor ID column. So as you can see here, you can have more than more than one join statement in your query, but each one of them will have to be defined by this on statement. So you always have join on, join on. And then this particular query, we also want to have another search criteria, which is we want to limit or filter our result to all classes that has a begin date prior to 2015. So this particular date, as you can see, I am typing my date in using this confine, which is less than or equal to 12/31/2014. This can also be written as, so if I write this as 1/1/2015, like so, basically the date is different. The date is the same for these two. So this one will be up to 12/31/2014, and this one says before 1/1/2015. So 1/1/2015 is not included in that search criteria. Everything has to be before that. So be careful when you use the less or equal or greater or equal. So you can have various arithmetic expression that you can use. So for example, that would be for before or less than, that is greater than, that one is less than or equal, and this one greater than or equal. So you can use any of these, and as you can see in my previous example, you can also use equal, you can also use not equal. So all of these are acceptable arithmetic expressions that you can use in your in your SQL query. So I'm going to delete that. If I execute my query, you will see that these are the courses that are run prior to the end of 2014 or prior to 2015, with the associated instructor name listed. So for instance, if I want, maybe I want begin date as well, so I can run that, and I will have both the begin date and end date information here. If I want the location or the classroom, I can also put room, which comes from the class table. So room is one of them, and I can execute my query, and then I will have my room. Let's say I want to change this for the year of 2014 only. So my begin date will have to be between 1/1/2014. And remember, when you use the command between, you always have to follow it with end. And these two always go together. And notice here that we have one that was from 2015. So if I run my query using this new filtering or search criteria, I will drop the 2013 course because it no longer meets the search criteria that I have specified here. Okay, so if let's say I want all courses that begin after 2014, I can do 12/31, 2000. 2014. So anything that starts in 2015 and beyond will be returned by this query. So I execute that and it says you can, oh, excuse me, I can't talk. All the courses or classes that begin after of January 2015 are going to be shown. So you have courses from in 2015, 2016, 2017. Okay, let's see. Let's say you want everything from all years. And so in that case, you just delete that so there is no filtering or restriction criteria that you specify in your query. And if you execute that, you should have all the courses that have been offered. And these are the courses.